Welcome to the Liquidity events. I'm your host, Shane.
I'm AJ.
This is Goofy. And this is episode number 6, being recorded on September 1st, 2021. This week we'll be discussing a wide range of topics, general financial planning. We've got celebrities and billionaires, of course. We got our IPO updates, IPO watch, which we're excited to debut. And then we've got
a
debut of the IPO watch. We've got the COVID work from home topics, a little bit of fintech, a little bit of science, and then we've got a new hot topic, no-brainers of the week. I think this is
a no-brainer.
This is a no-brainer. Isn't that what you're after?
That's a no-brainer.
And then, of course, we're bringing Scam of the Week back this week. AJ's got Scam of the Week. So let's get into it. AJ, just general updates. What are you reading this week?
I'm still reading Parable of the Sower by Octavia Butler. It's like post-apocalyptic fiction. It's awesome. Highly recommend. I'm almost done with it. I have like 10 pages left.
Still a dope title, Parable of the Sower.
Yeah, she predicted the future, for sure.
Yeah?
Came out in like the 80s or 90s, I don't remember.
Is COVID in the book?
She got... No, but it's like assumes that after COVID
Novel corona.
Climate change has gotten out of hand. Yeah. Bad times.
All right.
What are you reading?
I picked up. I went on like an atheist kick when I was like 19, and then I'm slipping back into it. I'm reading Richard Dawkins.
I feel like you cycle through this like every 6 months. I've known you for 4 years.
Oh, yeah?
I feel like this has happened 8 times.
Oh,
yeah,
funny.
You're like, here's a picture of my like cute dog with like my Richard Dawkins book. Like I've seen that Instagram.
Oh
before.
yeah, that's funny. I do remember that. Yeah. So the magic of reality is
the problem with hanging out with someone all the time is that nothing slips past them. You and I like razz each other on shit all the time because I know everything about you.
Yes.
You know everything about me.
Yes, that's fair. Easy to razz. You're so consistent.
What are you drinking?
It's funny when you can razz someone for being consistent to their own personality and desire, like what they're into. I can't believe this is your personality again. How unsurprising.
It's you again. Oh God. What are you drinking?
I made a Negroni, but I don't have any sweet vermouth because even at 34, I don't drink them. Yeah. The cabinet was so anyway, Negroni with Pimm's. Actually, some of your leftover Pimm's that you gave me when you moved out of your old place is a substitute for
Shane hoovered up all my undrunk weird alcohol.
Yeah, I had to throw the Kasasha into the Brooklyn Stoop pool. Someone else picked that one up, I think, off the street.
Cachaça is Portuguese for you will feel like shit tomorrow. I'm drinking, it's a little light on the cabinet today. I'm drinking Overholt with a dash of smoked orange bitters with an ice cube.
So you're just a dash away from straight rye whiskey?
A dash away. Speaking of whiskey, I'm going to Nashville tomorrow. That's what I'm doing for fun.
Wait.
What's
the connection? How's that a segue?
I don't know. Isn't there like whiskey made in...
Because country music is all about whiskey. There it is. There's lots of...
Yeah. What are you doing for fun?
Oh, I'm trying to... That's it. I'm going to... Are you going to honky tonk while you're down there?
Probably.
Yeah. I'm trying to find a place.
Probably not.
Warmer than Nashville for the winter. I'm trying to find a place for 6 months. November through
living that nomad life.
Yeah, baby. One of our topics.
Van life.
No, not the same. Not the same. I'm a snowbird, and I'm not ashamed of it. Cool. Well, that's what we're up to. What about IPOs for this week? Who's going public, and what are they about? We've got this lovely list. I love this list. You put this. What is this? Renaissance Capital, the IPO expert. Are they the IPO experts? Are they now?
It seems like it. Yeah, I haven't sprung for the pro login yet, so this podcast is definitely not sponsored by them. Looking at the free version, but they collect data on IPOs, publish it in a lovely charts that are easy to digest. So we're looking at recently priced IPOs, so everyone that's gone public this year. Bunch of interesting stuff in August, but kind of a quiet month for IPOs as compared to July. If you scroll down this list, there's 50 or 60 in July and just a handful in August.
Oh wow, yeah, I didn't even look at July. This is a new segment, a new bit. There are literally too many to get onto one page here for July. So yeah, August, light month. Duolingo went public in July.
Shout out to Duolingo.
As a snowbird, Lifesaver. Old Duolingo.
One of our team members, didn't Will like have like 1,000-day streak in French?
He still does.
Shout out to Will and his Will's crushing it.
Terrifying.
So ladies,
one of our employees who's never been to France has like a 2.5 year French running, like daily streak running in French, the French language on Duolingo. Love it.
My favorite company that went public recently is Weber, and I was like, what is that? Is that that can't be the grilling company? Oh yes,
why couldn't it be
we are the leading. We are the leading outdoor cooking company with the strongest and most trusted brand in the global outdoor cooking market.
And probably have been for 20 years. Why now, Weber?
Why now? Yeah, that's my question. Looking for $250 million.
Do you think the CEO's name is Dick Weber?
Founded by George Stephan Sr. nearly 70 years ago.
All right.
So this is not a startup.
Not a startup.
70 years in biz.
70-year startup. There's that hockey stick. We need that.
Oh wait, I got another one. The other one I saw was Dole. Dole went public. I was like, that can't be the fruit company.
Right.
Oh, it sure is. Yeah, with over 300 products grown. When was Dole founded?
That had to be founded like the days of imperialism for sure.
Yeah, that's like Banana Republic is literally what Dole was founded
literally on. Like might have been problematic. Like was definitely problematic, but to what degree? Like
okay, guess what year Dole was founded?
Pre-Civil War.
It is in the 1800s.
1845.
1851 in Oahu, Hawaii. Dole was founded.
Hawaiian company, pre-statehood.
Yeah, almost 200 years later, going public.
Damn, late bloomer.
Good for them.
Good for you, girl.
Good for you, Dole. Raising $400 million. Good for them.
European Wax Center's on here. You're talking about European Wax Center on what, 2 episodes ago?
Oh yeah, if you want to, last episode. If you want to know about the European Wax Center IPO, please go back to episode 5 because we spent most of the episode talking
about Brazil and not the country.
All right. Is that all you want to say there?
Yeah, I guess so. New bit.
Cool.
All right. Now getting into the articles for the week, we got some fun ones. We're gonna start off with a banger. The millennials will love this one. We're gonna run out of Social Security Trust Fund due to COVID is now gonna run out of funds a year earlier. Which what would you expect that year to be? Like 2070, right? Like surely distant, far into the future, we will not run out of retirement funds. Our only safety.
Tomorrow.
One of our. Instead of 2022, it's 2021. No, instead of the funds running out bone dry in 2033, it will run out of money. 2034. It will run out in 2033, which is 12 years from now, which officially puts us closer to the Social Security running out of money than the Great Recession.
I love those comparisons.
Which I think is very interesting. That the Great Recession was like yesterday. So tomorrow, Social Security's out of money. Day after that, California drifts into the Pacific Ocean, according to current trends.
I am here for I'm feeling positive about the apocalypse.
Yeah, you mentioned that.
Yeah, I'm feeling good about it. I was worried for a while, doing a little bit of prepping. When it comes, it'll be horrible. I'll lose a lot of people we love, but I think I'm in it to win it.
As soon as my groceries stop getting delivered to my house, I'm dead. I'm not gonna make it past that. Either I go fully to my friend's farm, which is my only outlet, or I'm eating human flesh. All right. So next on the list is our celebrities.
Ooh, celebrities and billionaires. This is a good section.
This is a great section. This is obviously a hot topic. We've got Elizabeth Holmes from Theranos. You got the Palantir CEO giving away $200K to a hermit, and Daniel Craig not giving any money to his kids. What are we doing? Where do you want to start with this one?
Let's start with Daniel Craig.
So hot right now.
Daniel Craig is, obviously very hot. This is a very bad take on estate planning and money. Like, dude, just get an estate plan. Like, give your kids what they want. To come out and say what a way to destroy your relationship with your children by publicly saying
of a famous personality to be bad with money and estate planning. Just such an anomaly for an actor or a comedian or a musician to be bad with.
For those of you listening and not watching, that is sarcasm.
Sarcasm voice. Yeah, I mean, this is a BuzzFeed article, so there's not a ton of meat on this bone, but this is bad estate planning. Give me a little bit more.
Yeah, bad estate planning. I mean, yeah, first of all, ruin your relationship with your kids by saying you're not going to give them anything.
Hmm.
First misstep. Second misstep, not understanding how estate planning works. Like, great, let's give it away, but let's do it in a tax efficient way. And understand if you don't want to leave your kids billions of dollars, but maybe leave them something through a trust or something where they know what they're getting and they're not completely cut out of your life. I don't know. I don't have a take here.
You think Daniel Craig's a billionaire? You think I feel like the actors that become billionaires have something else. Like Rihanna's got her makeup line.
Fenty and everything.
I
Yeah.
don't think they.
Maybe he's not a billionaire, but I mean, he's been in what, 4 James Bond movies? Sure. Let's call it $100 million.
He's a billionaire in good looks.
That 8-pack is, yeah.
All right. Elizabeth Holmes, give me this. This is your vibe. Like, you put me on this. I'm following it. I can't with her fake deep voice. It really freaks me out. She dropped out of Stanford at 19. Her eyes freak me out. I know a lot about this, but I feel like this is your thing. What do you have to say about Theranos? Elizabeth Holmes going to trial now with her. She's had a baby very recently. Conveniently, some might say.
Why would that be convenient?
I don't know. I don't feel like you might get a
Just don't answer that.
You know what it. Come on. All right, I'll let you do the rest of this.
Yeah, I mean, I'm sure most of you have heard of this. There's a great book called Bad Blood, which follows the whole saga of her founding Theranos, getting investors, raising money, building product or attempting to build a product, and then the whole thing just crumbling. People. We also society. We love to see people fail, right? Like this is like a great tabloid story because she was the darling, truly a darling, on the cover of Forbes, interviewed everywhere. Like, look at this amazing young female CEO who had this idea. And it turned out it was all a ruse, basically. The tech was never there. She was trying to build machines that would give you instant blood test results instead of waiting for them, to go to the lab, come back 2 weeks later. Her machines were going to do it instantly. Turned out they never had the technology to do that and misled investors. Now, that's obviously fraud, and that's upsetting. But what I do not like about her downfall and how much we all enjoyed it is that, and there have been articles about this. There was a New York Times piece about how it's really hard for female CEOs and founders now in the wake of the Elizabeth Holmes fiasco to get money, especially in the healthcare tech space. So if you happen to be a blonde woman who's raising money for your, cancer drug analysis startup 6 months after this happens, you walk into a room, there's 10 male VCs who are older than you. The first thing into their head is like, oh God, here's another Elizabeth Holmes. So she has done so much damage, of course, to investors, of course, to all the potential patients and actual patients. Theranos frauded, but she's also done, I think, irreparable damage for female founders getting investment because we saw this spectacular deceit and failure because she's a woman is going to be the scapegoat.
Got it.
Don't like it.
Got it. All right. Yeah. That's devil's advocate, I would say, compared to the rest of society.
I mean, yeah, she had a relationship with her, one of the other people on the C-suite. She hid it from investors. She did a lot of bad things.
It's a juicy story.
It's very juicy and highly recommend Bad Blood. And there's also a podcast as well.
For those of us that don't have the time for the book, I did the Netflix adaptation. 2 hours.
Also very good.
Great.
2 hours.
2 hours. 2 hours. I got the whole story. Just as good as you, I promise. Bill Clinton's former defense attorneys are defending her. I find that very interesting. Why is it always wire fraud?
Is that what they're getting her for?
I don't know what it is. I'm going to keep it that way.
I don't know what it is. Yeah.
All right. Up next,
it's always
celebrity. It is, right?
Well, that's how'd they get Al Capone?
That's tax fraud.
Al Capone, they got him on. Right, but they got him on some weird technicality. Anyway.
Yeah.
Oh no, the tax fraud was the technicality that they got him for being a kingpin and running.
It's always illicit. Like something to do with the mail. or something like that. I don't know.
Mail
Mail
fraud.
fraud. Like, I feel like everyone should read up on mail fraud, even if you're trying to fake it till you make it.
Just to
You
make
need to know
sure,
what mail fraud and wire fraud.
just to make sure you don't accidentally commit mail or wire
I probably
fraud.
do it every day. I mean, given how these people are going down. The Palantir CEO gives $180,000 to a New Hampshire river hermit whose house burned down. What?
I
Why?
have no comment on this
You have
story.
nothing to say about this. Yeah.
I have nothing to
Yeah.
say
So
here.
this,
I don't like it.
yeah, I don't know what to do with this either. I'll make it quick. So this hermit was a former logger up in New Hampshire, live free or die, famously. It's on their license plates, live free or die, no state income tax. Shout out to them. I guess Alex Karp, the CEO of Palantir, had a heart, or had a special sentiment for this hermit who was living on someone's land. He was squatting there for 30 years. Someone bought the place and then didn't know he was living there, and then just someone in town told him about this guy that was living on this guy's land, and like he didn't even know he was there, and he's like, screw this hermit on my land I didn't even know about, and kicked him out, maybe burned down his house. Anyway, he got 180K from Palantir CEO for who knows what reason, maybe just live free or die. It's got some Peter Thiel vibes to it. All right. There's this Rivian IPO. This is a car manufacturer. What is
Electric car?
this? I didn't read this
Yeah.
one. Help me out.
It's it's an electric car manufacturer. It's a Tesla competitor. Everyone's coming for Tesla. Tesla's got a great product. I think other people are trying to compete in the market. There's obviously plenty of room in the market, and I think they're pricing their cars a little bit more expensive than Tesla. It's about like $70,000 for an SUV. But I think their edge was that they focus on SUVs and trucks. So we should start to see, a lot of objections to, electric cars are like, well, they're too small, or like I can't do my mountain climbing in them, or my haul in my Weber grill or whatever I need to haul around. And now it's like, well, here's an SUV, here's a truck that's completely electric. No excuses anymore.
Do you think this company would have gone public if Trump got reelected instead of a greener administration?
No, I think all the credits would have gone away.
Fair enough.
I mean, tax credits. This is an example of it's amazing how much tax credits and tax law could just drive an entire industries. Like the nightlife, food and nightlife. Yeah, is like the film industry. Yeah, my dad works in the film industry, and like
gasoline,
he has
fossil fuel,
gas. Like my dad can't
farming.
All the jobs are in Atlanta because of the tax credits. So all production has moved to Georgia because of these awesome tax credits. And he's like, I don't want to live in Georgia for 6 months. I want to
in Georgia
be with my yeah, exactly. Yeah, my dad spent like 6 months of my childhood in Canada or a year, because that's where all the production went because of tax credits. So
what can you do?
Vote, please.
You need to do taxes.
That's my hot take, is vote.
It's the tax tail wagging the dog, as we say.
It for sure is.
All right. Moving on to the COVID work from home space, we've got a aspirational and a cautionary tale article from the Wall Street Journal about white collar workers that are working remotely. Some people work from home during COVID. These people moved to a tropical island, is the name of this article. And it's about, 4 or 5 dudes and dudettes that had moved to various locations around the world, and the challenges that they faced. We got somebody that went to Barbados, one to Aruba with kid while pregnant. Great photos of her, stand-up paddleboarding while she's pregnant, and her kid is on the front of the paddleboard, supposedly just like an hour before work. Very aspirational. We got someone that went to the Bahamas, and a family that went to Tahiti, which unsurprisingly had the most difficulties when it came to working on, all the rest of these are pretty much
remote.
Eastern to Pacific Standard Times. As somebody that I put this one in here as somebody that went to Mexico for 6 months during COVID in the wintertime, this was something that I found quite interesting. I think our listeners have all had interest in potentially, the winter is coming up. COVID is still a thing. What are we going to do about it? If you're in Chicago, New York, Seattle, Canada, you're probably thinking about, maybe I should get out. What are the complications? There was a cool article, like one of the guys in this story started a company called Working Without Borders, went to the website. It's very much a startup, but I think there's some resources in there, some cautionary tales. You visited me in Mexico and you worked there from there. How did you feel about it?
I thought it was great. I think there's a weird like cognitive dissonance about being in like a tropical place that you would associate with vacation and then having to work.
Yeah.
Like you were there during tax season, which is our like busiest time. So you're working 12, sometimes 15-hour days and you're like, okay, what like I feel like it put more like existential pressure on you because you like felt like you had to go out and like enjoy Mexico, but you couldn't because you were working.
Yeah, I mean, the idea was that when I do get to go outside, at least it's warm out and I can go to the beach, but you don't get to do it very often. And I think that's cool. I think something else that really supports your mental state, though, is having a supportive, commiserating group of people surrounding you, like your social circle. Like at least in the winter in New York, you're surrounded by I would have been surrounded by my friends that are complaining about the snow.
Yeah, I mean, I had some awesome COVID safe, outdoor dining in literally freezing temperatures, hats, coats, scarves with friends, like drinking a bottle of wine, eating really cold, overpriced food, laughing with the servers. Like those are some of the best COVID times.
Yeah.
But no, I mean, I think you made a great move. I think that was brave, and I think it worked out for you.
Yeah, I mean the
So
other thing, like that's one of the topics of the article is that it's everyone thinks you're a genius, but then there's the guilt that you get from like, oh, it's 10 degrees in New York today, and they're complaining about it, and you're like, oh, right, it's 75. I'm going to the beach.
grass is always greener, man.
Always greener. You love that. You're right about that. The human mind can find a way to complain about anything, no matter what. Moving on, Krispy Kreme is doubling its free donut incentive for vaccinations. What do you have to say? What's the story here?
With COVID-19 cases on the rise, Krispy Kreme is upping the ante to get vaccinated from August 30th through September 5th. So by the time this airs, this offer will be over. 2 free donuts instead of 1.
Oh man. Oh man. There is a Krispy Kreme in Jersey City.
I mean, what? Yeah.
If they get
I don't
one
want to talk
extra
about.
person vaccinated, cool.
It's a success,
Right.
right? One. It's all. Yeah. That one vaccination could potentially prevent 6 grandparents from having to go on ventilators. Like, I don't want to talk about anti-vaxxers because I don't have any more breath for them. But actually, I have lots of breath because I was vaccinated and I didn't get
Whoa.
COVID.
Damn. Below
That's
the
all I'm
belt.
gonna say.
Below the belt for the anti-vax crowd. How do we feel about Krispy Kreme using KK for Krispy Kreme instead of CC, which was already alliteration?
They've always been KK.
Yeah. But
Yeah, it's you add a K, it's extremely offensive.
why is
and
it K
damaging?
Krispy K Kreme? They already had C Krispy. Do you think there was another company that already had the CC?
I don't know. They were forward thinking with their SEO when they founded the company. And how old is Krispy Kreme? At least 50 years
So
old.
Krispy Kreme, stranglehold on the South in terms of donut delivery, big market chain. I feel Dunkin' owns the Northeast. Who was the West Coast donut company?
Winchell's in LA.
I've never heard of that company.
Winchell's. Yeah, there's actually someone. I'll have to put a link in the notes, but someone told me recently that the guy who founded Winchell's, there's a great immigration story and like a great rags to riches story. I'll have to throw that in.
Next week we'll cover the Winchell's. We'll do a bonus episode on
Would
Winchell's.
love to. Yeah, donuts in LA are huge.
Really?
It's like they're all over in strip malls. Yeah, like way more than I think.
You don't have bagels, so you guys do donuts instead.
Yeah, don't have bagels. Exactly.
All right, in fintech land, let's move over there. We got an item here. These are all yours, actually. Fidelity hired 9,000 workers across the U.S. So fintech, the financial services transition to tech companies is still in progress. The majority of these 9,000 workers will be in the technology space.
Will be focused on client interactions.
Oh,
and
I got it
technology.
backwards.
So yes. Yeah, so I read this. So Fidelity's hiring 9,000 workers because people are trading more, right? They're at home, they're bored, they're trading. The market's doing fabulously. Everyone's a winner. If you've lost money over the past 2 years.
What is Fidelity for listeners that don't know?
Fidelity is a large brokerage firm and the largest provider of 401ks in this country. So they manage a lot of money and they have a platform where you could sign up and you could
Like
make
trillions,
trades.
right?
Your 401ks there. Trillions. Yeah, trillions. I mean, yeah, I think it's over. In terms of like market share of 401ks, they have over 50%, and the next one is much smaller.
10 trillion.
But what
I
I
looked
found
it up.
interesting about
10
this,
10 and a half
10
trillion.
trillion.
Damage.
10 trillion. Yeah, Brooklyn FI, we're coming for you.
Well, we're hot on your
Fidelity.
heels there. A couple of zeros behind.
But when I found why I wanted to talk about this is the majority of the positions will be focused on client interactions and technology. So to me, this is, and Fidelity's platforms are terrible. Like all of these big tech companies, they all have horrible
Finance
interfaces.
companies.
They break. Finance companies. Oh, did I say technology? All these financial companies they just like can't figure out the technology. It doesn't work. So 9,000 people they're hiring, they're going to work in client interactions and technology. So I imagine they're hiring, 4,000 software engineers and then 3,000 customer support folks to handle the problems with the tech. It's like, hey, I'm trying to do this option strategy that depends on me selling at this particular second or minute and your platform crashed. Like, I need help. Not cool. So no matter how good your tech is, you need to have a killer support team to manage client expectations. That's what I wanted to say here.
You need.
Same thing with Coinbase. Coinbase is
article.
Facing a similar problem where hackers hacked in, drained accounts in Coinbase. Users are rightfully pissed. Coinbase doesn't have enough support people to handle those requests to de-escalate, to let them know what's happening.
This is my favorite. I kept gold under my mattress, officer, and someone broke in and took it. Can you trace it? I got something intentionally untraceable for tax purposes. Someone
I have no.
Now I can't get it traced. But these people want it to be traceable as if it's the regular traditional assets.
Don't like it. Don't care.
That's your take. Yeah. You don't like it?
No, but it's like, customer service, like, yeah, I mean, that's a great analogy. Yeah. Crypto is supposed to be untraceable, and it's all online. It's not backed by anything. So if you lose access, we've seen so many of these stories. I lost access to my crypto wallet. I have 2 Bitcoin that I bought in 2016 on my hard drive that my ex-wife has at her parents' house. I can't get to it. Like, yeah, that's what crypto is. That's part of the risk that you assume. So I don't want to hear you whining about it.
No one ever stole it in that hard drive. I learned something new about crypto last week.
Oh? Would you like to share with the class?
Apparently, we'll be mining crypto to the year 2100, 2140.
That's how much left we have to go? So we're not going to run out?
Well, yeah, I mean, someone listening to this is going to be laughing, somebody that knows how it works better than I. But apparently the algorithm or the hash or whatever gets progressively harder no matter what to make sure that, which I guess is just a math problem, it just makes itself more difficult until everything is spaced out equally until the year 2140. So my friend was telling me like, yeah, like even if we direct all of the energy of the earth to cracking the codes of crypto, it just gets harder automatically to make sure that it spaces out the discovery of a new block, which has, I think, 6.25 coins within each block. He was saying even if we focused all of the attention of the sun toward all of the energy of the sun towards quantum computers to figure it out, the chain would make sure that it doesn't happen until the year 2140, which I thought would be a great way for us to go out as a species.
We ran out of Bitcoin. We mined all the Bitcoin.
No, to harness the sun to get Bitcoin instead of grow photosynthesis.
When the aliens come, do you think they're going to be down with dollars or Bitcoin?
So neither. I listen to this other cool podcast called Ask a Spaceman, which is dope. I think you'd like it. That's something I will be doing for fun next week, but I'm going to fast forward to right now. And he said this guy is an astrophysicist. It's like Neil deGrasse. And like he gets into like, ask me anything. And he does like a 45-minute podcast on it. And he talks about how we can harvest asteroids in the asteroid belt and how each of those, you've heard that like one asteroid is worth like $40 trillion or whatever, right? So his thing is like, aliens aren't coming to Earth. If they're coming for the asteroids, for the $40 trillion in value there. And they're taking that and they're leaving us alone. So neither. So, they're not coming. So they're not even going to tell us. Yeah, they're not even going to tell us. They're coming for the zinc in the asteroids.
Yeah. To power their quantum computers. Yeah. Okay. Speaking of space, let's talk about.
Oh yeah,
let's end
what a great
on a high note.
Accidental segue.
Science in the future. Science and the
Yeah,
future. Tell me about science and the future.
well, you love this article. I put this one in here.
Oh my God. There's nothing I love more than like just like history and space. I love space
Well, you
history,
have it
like
in
moon
in your
landing.
blood, don't you? Astrophysicist.
I do. Yeah, my uncle is an astrophysicist at a lab at Berkeley, and he's always a lot of fun talking to him and asking. Yeah, he's always happy to answer questions.
So this article is NASA has finally well, not, I'm inserting a finally. That's mine. Has finally completed work on the James Webb Space Telescope.
I mean, I've been waiting for this for like 15.
Yeah, I mean, I have. I've been following it for a few years. I think it's very cool. Dig in.
Yeah. Well, I'm gonna derail this, and you can talk about whatever you want. But I want to talk about James Webb, who I just Googled him because I was curious. I wanted to know more about his bio.
What do you call it when it's named after somebody? The nomenclature. What is it named after? Shit. You're the English major. Help me out.
I know. I was long.
Namesake? That's not what I'm looking for, but yeah. So what's up with James Webb?
Anyway, well, the best fact about him, he was an administrator at NASA, wanted to, honor his commitment to the space program. But the best fact about him is that he was born in a place called Tally Ho, North Carolina. That is the name of the town.
Yeah.
I don't know. I thought that was funny. The other part that's funny about him is that he retired from NASA, did a lot of great work through the Truman administration, retires from NASA in 1968.
Whoa.
Now, Shane, what happened 1 year later? That's probably the biggest thing that's ever happened to NASA and or humanity.
We landed on the moon.
Yeah. So he missed. He's like, I'm retiring.
I'm out, fellas.
Like, I have done. I'm out. You guys have a good flight.
You'll crash and burn without me, assuredly. Every time you leave a job, everyone thinks that, right?
Yeah. But yeah, this is going to be a super cool telescope. It's launching from, where is it going?
French Guiana.
Oh, French Guiana.
Yeah. This was all right. Here's my favorite part about this article. That the telescope is going from somewhere in the States on a ship down to French Guiana. Then they're going to launch it 1 million miles from the Earth, where the telescope will extend its sun shield and spend a few months cooling off.
Me too.
Please. That's where I'm going after tax season 2022. A few million miles from the Earth.
Oh. Hey, thanks so much for your email. I'm 1 million miles from Earth, extending my sun shield and cooling off for a few months.
Sorry, it took me 6 months to get back to you.
Please email support@brooklynfi.com in the meantime.
Woo. All right, those are our articles for the week.
I think that's enough news. Yeah. Ooh, this is a new section.
No-brainers. This is a
no-brainer section.
I love this. So AJ and I, we stock up. We do it. We give a lot of advice. It's our job, and sometimes that advice is.
Why would you ever listen to us?
You don't even have to think about it. It's a no-brainer, and we're just gonna start piling them up. And listeners will get a no-brainer of the week from us each week. So AJ's got one this week. I've got one as well. AJ, lead us off.
No-brainer is, first of all, make sure you have lounge access, which is not completely unattainable. Lounge. You can get lounge access.
Where? What lounge?
At the airport.
Oh, airport
lounge at the airport. Oh yeah, I didn't preface that. Airport lounge. If you're flying
lounge.
somewhere.
Because there's a lounge around the corner from
lounge.
me that
Lounge
I have
always.
To.
No, don't go to that lounge. No, airport lounges. If you travel more than 3 times a year, you must have access to the airport lounge. You can get access through bunch of fancy rewards cards. Chase Sapphire Reserve gets you that. The Amex Platinum gets you access to Delta lounges plus Priority Pass, which will get you into a lot of great lounges in the US, a lot of fantastic lounges in Europe and Asia and elsewhere. But the no-brainer is, yes, you got to have lounge access. So get that through credit cards or whatever, but lounge before you fly no matter what. So get to the airport an hour early, pull up to the lounge, enjoy the free food, hour and a half, sure. Free food, free drinks. I had a great Bloody Mary at the Delta Lounge. The best bar in New York City is the outdoor section at it's either Terminal 4 or 5 at JFK. You got this beautiful outdoor, you can watch the planes fly, free food, free drinks.
I thought you were doing the
great Wi-Fi.
TWA lounge.
No. That's for the plebes. This is the private sky deck.
That's great. I've heard people they like to get to the airport 3 hours early. I mean, if you're going to be in a lounge anyway.
Not mad at that. You can shower.
Emails, just work there.
Great Wi-Fi.
You can be stressed out at the airport
Lovely
instead
people.
of at your house. my no-brainer for the week, which I love, we have a fantastic makeup artist client that is in his 50s, but looks 25. And he made me realize that I should just moisturize every day. And you've backed me up on this.
It took a makeup artist to tell you that. I've been telling you that.
Well, proof is in the pudding with this fella. He looks great. I bought a big jug of lotion. I don't take care of myself chronically. I am now. I'm moisturizing my face so that I can forever young
No-brainer.
it. No brainer.
Is there sunscreen in your moisturizer?
Negative. Yeah, I hear that.
No-brainer
Next
is
time.
sunscreen every
Next
day.
time. I'm learning. You gotta crawl before you walk. Scam of the week, AJ.
Scam of the week. We talked about this. Theranos. The fact that she's still a billionaire
On paper. I mean,
are those shares? Those shares are worthless, or are those her Theranos shares that add to her?
I like
billions?
how I put in here Theranos still being a billionaire. I just replaced the company name with her. I was gonna call her Elizabeth Theranos earlier. Theranos, is that the name of the bad guy from?
Yeah. Yes,
Is it actually?
is. And she also, for naming her company Theranos, she deserves to be a billionaire even after committing fraud.
Okay, that's all we've got this week. AJ, you want to read it out?
That's all we've got. Yeah. If you want to chat with us, email us at liquidityevent@brooklynfi.com. We have this new feature where you can leave us a voicemail and we'll play it on the air if we like it. You can do that at podinbox.com. That's podinbox.com/the liquidity event. That's us. It's also linked on our website, which is brooklynfi.com/episode 6, where you can find all of the weird shit we talked about today. If you're weird, you can leave us a review. We'd appreciate it, even though we can pretend like we won't and we don't care, but we do care. Have a great week, everyone. We will see you next Monday.
Thank you.
Later.